The country of Hungary, what are they known for?
I actually don't know. Hungarian meatballs?
I think you're just hungry.
Welcome back to Arsenic Culture, where beer don't count, but bad decisions do. I'm Matt.
I'm Jason.
I'm Anthony.
I was not prepared.
From?
Oh, God.
I'm
You
waiting
guys
for you to
always
cue
do
it.
that.
I know,
Oh.
I'm trying to cue you
Run it
up.
back. Run it back. I fucked up mine too. Go ahead.
Okay, no, just go ahead and say it. You've ruined the moment now.
I'm Anthony from the Mashup Podcast.
Thank you for coming, Anthony. We appreciate you being here.
Hey, when I'm gone,
That is my wife's favorite movie. Is
Really?
that's from
Anna Kendrick with the
Yeah,
cup song.
yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. You're above me.
I'm bringing the best references.
I know.
You're bringing something.
What the fuck is the name of that movie?
I don't know the name of the movie.
No, it's
I just
like
know my
acapella
kids.
group or
Sounds
whatever.
really
like the
good,
song
guys.
when they were
Sounds
little.
really good, guys. Yeah.
She's also real
Yeah.
pretty. So
Freddie Mercury's
you
looking down at Anthony right now in that painting. He's not impressed.
I want to break free.
we appreciate you being here again. I haven't
you,
seen
man.
you since the last episode. That
I
we
know,
recorded
right?
With you, that's
Yeah.
so long ago.
Yeah.
But Anthony's from the Mashup Podcast. They do all things bourbon, and they do a deep dive into a lot more bourbon stuff than we do. So for your bourbon fix, go check them out. What is you got a handle or whatever?
We are on social media at the Mashup KY. You can find us on all streaming platforms. We're primarily a podcast. We don't have a lot of video or anything like that. As close as I get to video is when I'm on here with you guys.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I see your beautiful
yeah,
face.
yeah, very nice. That's why I come on here, because I
No,
like to see my
Yeah.
beautiful mug.
We're not letting you drink bourbon this time. We're doing something a little bit more esoteric, but it's going to be fun.
That's a
too.
big word.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough for me.
Yeah, but we are broadcasting from one of the party houses in downtown Lexington. This is the Brick Hous, Hous, and I said if you listen to our last episode, we were talking about how cool this place is. This is an Airbnb you can rent. It's actually two houses, old ass houses that were bought and then joined with modern architecture with glass and steel. It's really cool.
Very cool.
But you can check them out at partyhouse.com. That's Hous. And you can rent them for your family, your extended family. If you got like a harem of
You could rent them for anybody you want.
prostitutes, you could bring all them in. They got
I don't know about that.
tables.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You don't know about that.
Maybe like 3 or 4.
They frown that.
I think that's frowned upon. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Airbnb has a very strict no party policy anymore. So just quiet prostitutes.
Quiet.
But no, we appreciate them letting us film here. These places are beautiful, so you can check them out online. Let me ask you a question. When I tell you the word Hungary, what do you think of?
I think I need some food.
Yeah, I'm actually really hungry too. Yeah.
I would like to order a pizza right now.
The country of Hungary, what are they known for?
I actually don't know. If you say Hungary, I don't even know what I think about.
Yeah.
Hungarian meatballs?
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
I
don't
think you're
know.
just hungry.
You're just hungry. At this point, you're just hungry.
This probably isn't correct, but when you say hungry, I think of like people running around in snowsuits. Is it cold there?
I don't even know, honestly.
I don't know either.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. I mean, maybe certain times of the year, right? But like,
I mean, presumably.
They're famous for thermal baths and the Danube River.
What's
the Danube River's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thermal bath? Is that like
I don't know.
natural springs, hot springs?
That's what it sounds like. Like in Colorado has that too.
See,
but
that
these are
sounds
like
very-
indoor.
See, when you said thermal bath, I thought you said thermal bass. And I was like, what kind of fish is that?
fish-
They got
Yeah.
they got
They got
bass
bass
with
fishing with
thermal.
thermal.
Yeah. They can see you at night.
Yeah. Admittedly, I don't know much about the country of Hungary. But we did an episode a while back on barrel aging, and we started talking about different species of wood to make barrels out of. And there's a specialty species out of Hungary, and they use it to age something called tokaj. Is it tokaj?
Tokaj.
Tokaj wine. That's spelled Tokaji. I was mispronouncing that all the way up
I've
until
called
20
that
minutes
Tokaji.
ago. Yeah, Tokaji.
We have mispronounced it on our podcast many times. So.
Tokai?
Yeah, we said Tokaji as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. But this is a specialty wine that comes out of Hungary, and it is, it's like regionally protected, kind of like champagne or something like that. So if
It's a very cool bottle.
Yeah, Tokaj has to come from Tokaj. basically.
Damn it, we're going to open a Tokai winery in Lexington.
I know,
Make
but
my
you're not
Tokai-
allowed to do it. You got to
Tokai
call it
wine.
something else. Like,
dang.
yeah.
You know what you could open though? You could open a goulash parlor because they're famous for goulash.
Is that where goulash comes
that's where
from?
That's what they're
Did you
famous
Google
for.
if it's
I
cold
did.
over there? Because now
No,
I
I
want to know.
didn't Google that.
I don't even fucking
At the
care.
esteemed institution that I work for, the cafeteria has goulash sometimes.
There you go.
Is it good?
Yeah, you've never had a big mess of mystery meat, gravy, and salt. That's what their goulash is.
So you've had goulash
Yeah.
over there. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I hope that Hungary's goulash is better than that.
Yeah. Well, this is.
yeah.
I learned about this. I was very fascinated. We're going to dive into it, tell you all about it, and then we're going to try it, see if it's any good.
All right.
Wonderful.
But the Tokaj region in Hungary is recognized as one of the oldest wine regions in the world. Stems back from as early as the 1600s. They call this, Anthony, the wine of kings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm here.
Yeah. Tell me more. Louis XIV, which is 54, because I read Roman numerals.
At
Right?
least 14.
Louis XIV. Oh, LIV is 54, right? Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Get my LXs. Yeah.
I didn't know Jason was the Roman numeral king.
Yeah,
if you will.
I was
I'm a
testing
king.
you.
He's
I'm
a king.
king.
Yeah.
He's a king.
You passed the test.
I know,
Well
I know.
done. The Roman numeral test.
Love it.
But Louis XIV called Tokaj the king of wines and the wine of kings. There's very specific reasons for this, but it was enjoyed by people like Beethoven, Voltaire, and Catherine the Great. Always considered a luxury beverage for royalty, for lack of a better term.
Are you royalty?
I am royalty, actually.
We are all royalty today, baby. Yeah.
Royalty of the Hale family.
Yeah. But like the way Tokaj is made, and I'll let Jason get it in that a little bit more. It is a very not even really a refined process. It's just like everything about it is just about like the rarity of it. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. And there's other things that are rare, like what's that fungal corn that you get in Mexican restaurants? You know what I'm
I
talking
know what
about.
you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called. It's a type of fungus that gets in the corn and makes it look like purple.
Yeah,
Like, it
and
turns
it-
like
it's almost-
elephant or looking weird.
Yeah,
It's a weird color.
and I've had it before. It's not bad, but it's kind of like that process. It's considered a delicacy through
Yeah.
some like abomination. It's really
Okay.
cool. Tokaj actually, as popular as it was hundreds of years ago, it actually suffered a decline in the late 1900s. There was actually a communist era in Hungary where government took over everything. They took over vineyard. They literally just seized them. They're like, we're taking over wine and we're making it now. They pumped out volume. They went production, quality over quantity over quality. They ended up diluting it. They ended up putting additives in it to make it taste like when it wasn't diluted. They cut aging short. They just
Max profits.
Yeah, max profits. They
There
just
you
fucked
go.
over everything. And it ended up being so bad that basically nobody started drinking it.
They probably started flipping bourbon at some point.
Yeah. But then it started making a comeback after communism fell out of, out of office
of
in like
style.
1989. Yeah,
Out of vogue,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
It's no
It's
longer
like,
in
this
vogue
isn't cool
to be a
anymore.
communist.
Yeah.
Had a good run, guys. We're going to let go.
But Tokaj wine is actually now a UNESCO recognized world
Protected.
World Heritage status.
That's pretty cool.
I'm glad. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like the spirits could be endangered if it
Yeah.
weren't for UNESCO.
Yeah, it's from you going around spray painting, tagging all
There
the
you go.
all the vineyards and stuff like that. Say, no here.
Nope.
Yeah. But Jason, tell us why Tokaj is supposed to be so good.
I would gladly tell you, but I got one request. Won't you open
it?
that?
Let's open it. I kind of forget like
right,
why
so
we're here
just-
sometimes. You
I thought we
know?
were just going to look at it.
So the Tokai wine, how it's made, it uses grapes that have undergone botrytis, is what it's called.
Okay.
Which is the technical name
Spell
of
that
noble
because
rye.
this is a weird word.
Botrytis.
Botrytis.
And it is botrytis. I had to look that up and see YouTube videos of how to say it.
Okay, well, that's good that you did.
So noble rot. Noble rot's a type of fungus that shrivels and decays wine grapes.
Real
so
quick,
it's gonna
look at that cork.
Huh.
What is that?
It's a plastic ring on the inside.
It's synthetic, but there's something.
It is synthetic,
Show,
but there's
show
a-
Anthony.
It's like a plastic ring in the middle.
So
Maybe
these
it's to
guys-
keep integrity, you think?
I don't know. They put a synthetic cork in there, but it's got like
Oh, that's weird.
It's like
insert.
plastic.
It's an
Did you
insert.
show that to the
Oh yeah, put it in the
camera?
camera. I guess I need to.
There
like,
you go.
There's the cork.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
There's a bottle.
There's our bottle. Yeah.
So while we were doing, I want to see that cork though. I'm interested in that.
So you were at shriveling grapes.
yeah, shriveling grapes.
Yeah. Tell me about your shriveled up grapes.
Shriveling grapes.
So the type of fungus that shrivels and decays wine grapes. This fungus, I cannot pronounce the name, but it is. I'll
bet
give
I
my
can.
best shot.
Yeah.
Ascomycota. Is that what you would say?
What?
Ascomycota.
Oh no, I don't have that in my notes.
Yeah,
I just looked
exactly.
in the process.
I'm a good better note taker.
Good, better note taker right there, baby.
So that actual fungus is also in other things. Do you know what that fungus might also be in that's in noble rot?
what?
I don't know.
Take a guess. Anything. Any kind of fungus.
Fungus. What do you? Mushrooms?
Fungus among us.
Mushrooms?
No, not mushrooms.
Okay.
Penicillin.
Oh, there
interesting.
you go. So this is gonna be healthy for
Yeah,
us.
sure.
Okay.
Stilton
Gotta
blue
kill the
cheese. Stilton blue cheese and athlete's foot.
That's what I want to think of while I'm
Yeah,
drinking
while
this
you're drinking
shit.
it.
God damn.
That
it.
is
You
the
guys
most.
mentioned any more food items? I'm gonna leave here and I'm gonna go freaking eat.
That is
hilarious.
the most unique cork I've ever seen.
That is really weird. It's like branded.
There's
something
plastic
on the
and
bottom,
everything.
too.
I don't know.
That's
It's a
really
whole-
weird.
It's
Yeah.
a whole thing.
It looks like a bullet.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a bullet.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know what
kind of
that's
bullet?
about. I don't know. I don't know anything.
It vibrates.
That you'd fire out of a pistola.
Yeah.
So what this does to the grapes is it causes them to dehydrate while maintaining their sugar levels.
Right.
The more wine grapes needed to make the same amount of juice. So think of it as like concentrated, right? So they're going to be drier, but you're going to squeeze out that juice to get the sugar content's going to be higher with it. This results in more viscosity, sweeter, and potentially higher ABV. Potentially, because a lot of these are lower ABV. They also have more flavor. Some of the flavors they'll get from it are honey, beeswax, which I would kind of think similar, and then ginger, which seems really odd.
That is kind of weird.
Ginger, huh?
So now this one here is the Tokaji Aszú. Is that how you say it, Matt?
Aszú.
Aszú.
I think it's I actually took notes on.
Is that what happens when you assume?
Yeah.
Aszú?
You
say Yasu?
Yeah. It's Aszú. So
Okay.
this one is called Megir Tokaj.
Yep.
Aszú 6 Putnyos.
That is the level of sweetness,
Yeah.
correct?
Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm out here in just a minute. I'm not there yet, though.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean you make it go out of order.
So looking at the dry, there's different types. So dry Tokaj wine made from ferment grapes, similar to like a Riesling.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor profile in that one's going to be citrus fruit, green apple, pear, with a floral mineral note. The next one is what we have here. That's the Aszú, you said?
Aszú.
Aszú.
Yeah.
Sweet wine made with the noble rot grapes. The sweetness is determined by the puton. How do you say it?
Putnyos.
Putnyos. Sounds right. Sounds good.
Man, you guys are good with this
The
stuff.
unit for level of sugar. The higher the level, the more sweet it is.
Do you know what a Putnyos is?
No idea.
It's like a bushel of
Oh, it's a
grapes.
unit of measurement. That's right. That's right.
So it's like how many bushels of grapes go in the barrel. So it's like 6 or baskets. I'm sorry. So like 6 baskets
Okay.
would be 6 Putnyos. The more grapes, the more the sweetness. I just spit all over you, so enjoy
You're good.
that.
Thanks.
There you go.
Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. So on this one here, though, just real quick, what's the ABV on this one? The one we
This
have?
one is, I saw it earlier. Do you know what it is?
I
10,
don't.
10.5%.
Okay.
This is pretty close to a traditional wine. Most wines
Yeah.
come in around like 13, 14%.
Right.
This one's at 10, 10.5.
Yeah. So this one here, the flavor profile on this type of wine would be, or Tokaj wine,
Right.
would be honey, brown sugar, apricot, peach, pear. They had some weird ones in here. Lime, fig, pineapple, grapefruit, and plum. That's pretty specific. They had a lot of different ones.
yeah.
And then the last one, the rarest one, is Tokaji Aszú.
Essencia.
Okay. So it's the rarest and most concentrated. It's made from the free run juice of those grapes that have noble rot without pressing. So it's going to be really, really sweet.
Anthony, what he's saying is these grapes, these Jason's shriveled up old grapes, the ones that are so juicy that the shriveled up grapes are just like leaking juice.
They're concentrated.
Yeah. They don't even press these grapes.
No, hell no.
Literally,
Don't
they
press
take them and they just drip them into their container.
That's it.
And then they ferment that. So that's the wine of kings. Essencia is essentially the wine of kings because it is like royalty status.
Now, do we have any of that here, like in the States?
So me and you had this conversation online.
I know you did.
I tried to find a bottle. You can get it at like there's like probably auction houses that'll sell it to you.
Okay.
That's how rare it is.
Wow.
A lot of those bottles will sell for thousands of dollars.
Wow.
The cheapest one I found was in Hungary, and it was, what was it, $280
Yeah, close to before shipping too, I believe.
yeah, for like 200 milliliters.
Really?
That was the cheapest I found, and they went up to like $1,500.
Bourbon's not that expensive anymore.
No.
And here's the thing: the Essencia types of tokaj wine are like 2 to 3% alcohol, because the sugar content in those shriveled up old rotten grapes is so high.
The little ball.
Seriously, like it's so high that it just doesn't ferment. So like it tops out around 2 or 3%.
Wow.
So you're essentially just drinking grape juice, which is kind of it's very much a status thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pinkies up.
So what's the unit on this bottle? It's not a 750, I don't think, is it?
This is, I thought it was a 500.
500.
I think
That
it's
seems about
500
right.
milliliters.
So did you get this bottle here locally?
Yeah,
locally,
this was in a
Total
big box
Wine.
store. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Putinil 6. They had a 5 also. 5 is probably going to be a little bit drier. They
Okay.
go down to 3.
Okay.
And then they do something called late harvest also.
What would you compare this to, Anthony? What do you, have you had anything similar? I mean, I know it's wine, but what would you compare it to?
You talking about just a taste or what you're talking?
Anything, any beverage you've had, do you think you compare this to?
So right now, I will just say this: you've opened my eyes.
I know.
Okay, this is actually very good. I don't know what I would compare it to. When I initially smelled it, I guess I don't know if you call it nosing wine. It was it had a nice bouquet, if you will. But at first I thought it was floral, and then it switched over to all fruit.
Yeah, very
And,
fruity.
it's very fruity and honey forward and nice, and I'm getting like the other things that you mentioned.
Have you had
Apricots,
anything else
pears.
though like this though? Would you say like a similar wine or similar drink?
No, I almost feel like Riesling.
Okay.
Some of those Rieslings though are so tart.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
has
I
no
agree.
tartness
I agree.
to it. This is like a mix between I don't know. You probably can't mix mead and Riesling together, but that's kind
No, I
of
think,
what
I think that's actually a good description.
Buddy, you can mix whatever the fuck you want. Yeah.
Get some Genro, we'll show
I know
you.
on your show you guys are purists. On our show you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
judge over here.
Yeah.
Give me that cathedral.
Yeah. All
Throw
we
it in
say is beer don't count. That's all that
Yeah.
matters over here.
What do you think, Meg? Can you compare it to anything or anything you've had?
Yeah, it's kind of tough. So on the nose, I'm definitely getting like a Chardonnay
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
vinous like aroma, but when you taste it, and
it
it's
doesn't
like
taste anything like that.
the body's not super heavy, but it is very sweet, but not in an artificial way. Like I get flavor compounds that I would find in like Welch's grape juice, but
Right.
none of the artificial sugary sweetness. Like
100%.
it tastes, it's got a much more delicate bouquet in that sweetness. You know, we talked about
Right.
picking out some of those nuances.
Right.
It's very honey forward.
Give me that bag.
Sweet grape on there. I cannot taste a single % of alcohol in there.
No, zero. No burn, no nothing.
Usually when we're drinking like a mead or like a
Yeah.
beer that's that you can't taste the alcohol, like a side project stout, they're thick as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this has got it is thicker, but it's got a pretty standard body for like a good body wine, in my opinion. And I know that's from the sugar. I'm sure our little 3-ounce samples have probably got 300 calories in them.
That's yeah.
But this is fucking good.
I think what Anthony
really
said
good.
though, I mean, I think what you said about the mead, that's where I would go with this. Like it's like a traditional mead with just a little bit of fruit, maybe like an apple or something to it, or a grape.
Right.
Honestly though, I know it's going to sound weird, especially if you're not from this area, but bear with me.
Okay.
It reminds me of like going to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge.
I know what you're
They
gonna
got
say.
the Apple Barn Winery right there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like
Yeah.
it's maybe theirs is a little more sweet than this, but it's very similar to this. This has more depth. You can tell it's a better
Right.
made product.
Right.
But it's along those same lines.
There's a lot of those fruit wines
Yeah.
that you can get
Yeah.
in Gatlinburg that are actually really good.
I mean, they're good.
It's just not like, it's not a refined product. And I mean refined in like a classy way.
Hell no.
It's not a classy product. No, it's just.
You're walking on your front porch in your underwear
yeah,
drinking the bottle.
and get straight out of the bottle, exactly. But it's like, this is pretty damn good.
Not that I've done that this weekend. I don't know.
I've done it 3 times already.
Tidy whities or
My
boxers?
wife's out of town. I just, we go wild. I don't know.
Exactly right.
Oh man.
So what else you got about this? You got anything else to tell
Yeah,
us?
I wanted to talk a little bit about the barrels because that's how
Okay.
I got brought here. Did you do any research on
I've got
the
some
barrel?
research about like how it compares to other dessert wines and stuff, but I think it's
So they traditionally use Hungarian oak barrels. We've talked about this a couple times in the past on our barrel episode and our last episode with the Bardstown. I keep almost saying chateau.
Cathedral.
Cathedral.
Yep.
But Hungarian
Chateau
oak
better,
is
though.
Hungarian oak is similar to French oak. What'd you say?
I sound like Chateau better than
it does,
Cathedral.
yeah.
So
I like Bardstown Shanty.
Bardstown Trailer Park.
Anyway.
But Hungarian oak is similar to French oak. It's got medium spice, medium vanilla, dried fruit kind of notes to it. The barrels they use, the size is called a Gunci, spelled Gonci. That is actually named after a region in Hungary called Gunc, Gonc. And the size is about 36 gallons, whereas an American oak barrel
55,
is about 50, 53, 55. But Gunc has their own cooperage, and they make these tokaj barrels to age tokaj wine in. And as you were saying before, Anthony,
very
they use
popular
that
now.
for secondary uses in other products afterwards.
The first time I ever heard of it was I was out at, I can't remember where I was. We were tasting barrels, and someone said, this is tokaj finish. And I was like, I've never had anything. I mean, the bourbon itself that was in there, it wasn't in there long enough to really impart a lot of flavor. It was very earthy and weird. I wouldn't have guessed it was. Yeah, but it was still aging.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was
I got you. Okay.
Right? But that's where I first heard of tokaj. I didn't even know about the wine.
And now you hear that, and you'll know what to expect from the flavor profile. It's going to be sweeter and kind of vinous, you know?
So I don't know that I've actually had. I did. I tried Dark Arts at McCauley down there. We were doing a barrel pick, and we got to try some of that. Now it's finished in those, right? Like it's not a primary barrel,
Right, it's finished.
So it's going to be used for this, I guess. Then I'll put the bourbon in there. But what I remember tasting, I didn't get any of these notes from there. You know, I feel like this is. Maybe it's just so subtle here. It doesn't impart much flavor into the wood in the barrel.
Sure.
I don't know.
I could see that. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a lot brighter.
Yeah.
You know, than like a red wine or.
Well, it's not as thick as like a mead, so like mead would probably stick to the barrel more too. You know, if you're doing that.
I'd say. Yeah.
Well, they did it. We actually tried it a while back. So with Standard Meadery, yeah, you did on the show with Standard Meadery Jepson's bourbon.
Oh yeah.
We got that special bottle that was aged in standard barrels. You could taste some of that. It made it much more sweeter.
I thought you meant it was aged in tokaj barrels.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying mead barrel. Like you can tell it's a little more flavorful.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably viscosity and then the depth of that.
I agree. Yeah.
Nice.
The age time frame that they use for these wines, it's legally it has to be minimum of 18 months.
Okay.
But depending on the putinyosh, the sweetness content, some of those essentia ones where they're so sugar heavy, they have to age longer. Those can go up to 20 years, sometimes even longer. Yeah, I didn't actually know that.
It's like a cognac, but not much ABV.
Right. Yeah. This one, it doesn't. The one, this putinyosh 6 that we have from Megir Tokaj is doesn't say, but this one would probably fall around like 3 to 5 years. I'm guessing, something like that. So.
I think I may have found a new wine for my wife to taste. I think she'd like this.
This
a
one's
lot.
solid.
Yeah.
This one's really good.
They had like 4 different kinds at the big box store. They had the Putinyosh 6, which is this one sweeter. They had a 5, which is probably going to be a little bit more dry, less grapes, baskets per barrel.
Okay.
They had something called Late Harvest, which is like, I think it just really refers literally to the time where they pull the grapes off, you know, whatever. And those are a little bit drier usually.
Really shriveled.
Yeah. Super shrivelly. Yeah. Jason's grapes in another 15 years.
Maybe 12.
Yeah. And then they have something called...
Gotta be realistic about the estimate.
Yeah. I gotta find it here. Oh yeah, they have something called Samorodny. It's spelled Szamorodni.
Yeah, looking this up, there's a lot of words hard to pronounce, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Samorodny translates into as it comes. That's like we pull all the shit off and we just make it how it is right there. It doesn't matter if they have noble rot or if they're just regular grapes. It's just kind of like a catch-all kind of thing. I would think that's probably more like entry-level kind of product.
Okay.
So what are the prices of these? Like, you know, you look at different ones you saw online. I think this one was like...
You bought this one.
55, 60 bucks?
It was like 50, I think it's 55 bucks.
What about the other ones though, like the different ones they had there?
This was the most expensive one. They went down after that. The Putinyosh 5, I think, was just like 50, and then they dropped down to around like 28 or something like that.
Okay.
It's pricey for what it is.
So this is $50.
It's $55.
Wow.
I would like to try it though against like a $28 one and just see the difference.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's
see
going to be a
how it
little bit
is.
drier, so you're paying for sugar content, in there, which is great. But like me and you, Jason, we pay that much for a bottle of mead that is
for sure.
that size.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're actually used to paying for that
smaller,
anyway.
right. Actually. Yeah.
Some of them are,
And we're
this is
$40 on a 375. This is a 500.
Yeah,
mil, so.
exactly. So
that is getting added to the vacation list this summer.
Right.
And that's the bottle that's going with me.
That's pretty
It's
good.
going to be,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
it's
good.
awesome.
Be
One to
great
bust out
after
one
dinner
night.
drink,
Yeah, no doubt.
sitting out in the balcony, deck, whatever.
That and your blackberry
underwear.
Crown Royal.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had that. Never had that.
He's got a whole
any
case of blackberry
Got any
Crown Royal. He just throws a ball out in the ocean, picks up another one, and just cracks it open. Hear that clicking
yeah.
from the bottle cap.
The key with that though, the best recipe for the Crown Royal is on the back of the box with that lemonade. Get the Simply Lemonade, and then get you an actual lemon, cut in little slices, add in there. Not that I've done that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Better than a $55 bottle of Tokai wine.
There you go.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So what do y'all think it is? Verdict?
I think it's very good. It is a little pricey at $50, but I don't think it's like, you get into some like the red wines and stuff, and some of the white wines, they get really pricey.
yeah.
So on that scale, the wine scale, I think it's a value.
Sure.
Would I buy it again? I would.
I think I would too.
I think Angie would like it. My wife would like this.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think?
Let me be clear. I am not a wine person.
Same.
Right.
Same.
I went through
I'm
a
not
little
either.
period where I was a wine person.
Right.
But I actually like this a lot. Like I said, I'm adding it to the list. I want to take a bottle. I hope other people that I share it with are going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I can see myself revisiting it. The other thing I'm going to say is I don't know if it's like adding it as I get older. I'm a red wine kind of person.
Okay.
But red wine, for some reason, I don't think it's the cheapness, nothing of it. It stuffs me up more for some reason.
Okay.
Like, I don't know
Like
if it's the
histamine,
whatever,
something
something
going
going
Oh,
on with
like
certain red wines.
congests you?
Yeah, like makes me
Really?
like stuffy. So I'm kind of gravitating more a little bit toward white wines anyway.
Okay.
Like, and my wife likes Rieslings, things like that. So I think that we're going to try this out.
I think it's like
it.
back again before we get to Matt. It's like perfectly balanced too. Like it's not
It
too
is.
sweet, it's not too dry. It's like right in the middle.
Right.
I think it's pushing too sweet.
Agreed. I'd like to see a 5, like the scale.
Yeah,
See what
I think
that
that'd
would
be
be.
But we've all
yeah.
had a glass of wine that's too sweet where you're like literally have
yeah.
heartburn
Yeah.
in the first sip. Like this is not giving me any of that.
No,
vibe,
no,
so-
no. It is very well balanced. No, I love this. I think it's fantastic. I'm in love with the heritage behind it. I think it's so cool that this is essentially royalty only could drink this back in the hundreds of years ago.
Right.
Yeah, pinkies up.
Put your
it.
crown on.
Yeah, my Burger King.
Somebody
crown.
say crown.
Enter the blackberry.
Blackberry crown. What?
No, this is good. Thank you for buying it. Even though
You're
I was
welcome.
supposed to buy this
You're
one,
welcome. I got that
I
one.
was inundated with work, and he's like, "I'll buy this one." Fine.
And thank you both for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome. You owe us $50 now.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this, then please share it. And if you didn't, then just keep drinking until you do. You can check us out on all the socials. We are at Arsenic Culture, and we will see you on the next one.